Hi everyone, this is Sue. Today I have my little red hand journal. It's been in my Etsy store and it did not sell, so I had just kind of done it in kind of a simple fashion, and I had intended to embellish it more, but I thought, well, then, the price always has to go up higher. So anyway, I had I'll call it kind of an add-on pack, and I'll show you the pages of what I used to embellish this, or what I'm going to use to embellish it. So I think what we'll do is get started with embellishing the journal a little farther, giving it more of a little vintage look. So inside the front cover, I just have this pocket and this piece of paper. And what I want to do is, this is one of the images from the add-on. I did some fabric around the edge and did some sewing. I'm going to add that pocket right here. And then I'm going to add this bow right here on the side. And yeah, I think that'll be it. So something can be tucked in that pocket when we get that done. So I've got my glue on the pocket now. I'm just going to add it right here on this front page. Press it down. And then I have my glue on my bow. Stick the bow on right like that. So it's kind of cute. It's kind of like a library. When you check your book out, you had to put your date and your library card, I guess you'd call it. Okay, and then we have the chick on. And the printable add-on will be called Chicks. So I'm adding some chicks to my little red hand journal. So on this page, pretty much all I'm going to do is take one of my labels from my label. I have a sheet of labels in my Etsy store. Glue that on right here. And then I'm going to add this. I made this layered flower with some different papers and added some white and some lace. And I'm going to kind of glue that on right here. I have my glue on my label. I just put the glue on the ends. I kind of like that because just glues on a little differently. It doesn't warp or stick down so tight on your paper. You can tuck things underneath it if you want to tuck some trim or lace or something in there. So we'll put that right there. Then we got our flower, so glue on our flower. And then I want to glue that right there. So then kind of showing you is, how you can, no matter what your journal looks like, you can always work in your journal. I just had a lot of these things sitting around. Some things were kind of chick related, and I just wanted to add them to the book. So now we'll go to the next page. And this is the next page. Got a pocket here. I think this card was over here, and I'm going to move it over to this pocket over here. I have a little bit of a I think maybe this piece of paper was just in here before. And what I want to do is I take this printable with the chicken and this old book page, and I want to add the chicken on the front, some pockets on the inside, and then this piece of napkin on the back. And then you don't really need to see me glue stuff on, but I'll get that finished up and then I'll show you. Now the chicken is glued on the book page. I left this side open so I could tuck this little journal spot under there. And there's also some pockets in here. Put one of my labels on here to just cover up the words a little bit. so that, you know, what I'm trying to do is create a place to write, and pictures or something could be tucked under there. So, and then on our back we have our chicken napkin. So then that'll go into this pocket now. The pocket's kind of extended across the bottom. And something can be tucked up in here too. So that's in there. And here I want to take the piece of my napkin left over and add just some trim down there. And I think just this little bow on the recipe card. Okay, I glued my piece of napkin on. When I was kind of rubbing the glue off, I rubbed the end off. So I put a little, one of the labels on there. So someone can write on there if they want to add some words. And then I added my little fabric linen bow. And then the card sticks in there. So now we have these 2 pages embellished up a little bit more. And we'll go on to our next page. I think on this page I'm just going to add this lace to the edge of this page here. Just makes it a little more sturdy. Okay, I got the little piece of old lace glued on there. I'm going to tuck that in there. You know, I think the most fun sometimes is embellishing the journals after you get them made. It's kind of fun just to add fun little things to the pockets. I'm going to put this little ticket in here. Maybe this way. Okay. Not sure this was supposed to go. So then over here in this pocket, this is one of the printables. It's a little chicken riding the bike. So I took some of these other scraps of papers that I had and kind of cut them all the same size. And I just put a little hole, punched a little hole in it. And then I have this little paper fastener. Stick that in the hole and just kind of open it up. Then we have this little booklet with our printable and our bold book page, and you know, just a little journal spot for writing things. And then I'm going to tuck that in that pocket right there. And that's cute. Okay. And then on this page, I took one of the printables. It's a little boy with a chicken, and added them on the page as a flip out. Put some old linen on the edge, and then I'm going to add this little, I think down here, could be a little tuck spot down on the bottom of the page. Okay, so I'm just going to add that right here. So that way now, it's just from a leftover from a cut off from a book page. So now when I'm journaling, or whoever has the journal is going to journal on here, you can tuck a photo of something in there as well. So, and then we still have our little, this was in the journal from before when I showed it. The original video is down below. I'll link it down below. It's been in my YouTube channel. So there, now we have some, like I said, I'm just kind of adding a little touch of vintage to the journal. And then I think these pages I'm just going to leave. They're storybook pages. This has got a lot of cute little things in these double pockets here. And also some things in here. I thought that was enough. I moved my quilted bookmark over to it was over here, and I want to add this pocket on the page here for this page of this printable of chicks. I've got my glue on now. Just going to fit it right in the bottom of that page. So now we add some vintage chicks, and they're a pocket, and things can be tucked in there. So this page was this little old I kind of aged the book page and sewed on the edge. And then because they're gardening here in the picture, I have these. This is another, it's in my Etsy store. I did some coloring of a vintage photo and made it into a postcard. So I want to tuck those two in here like this, because she's got a, well, they're kind of all working. Working in the garden, watering can, and I think they're, where will you help me plant the grain of wheat? Then on this page I have another old photo. When I printed out the images, I printed everything on paper. That way it kind of gives me some options of if I want to put them on old book pages, if I want to put them, layer them onto a fabric, or they're not quite so thick. Where cardstock it's so thick, it just kind of adds bulk to the book real fast. So I'm going to hinge this on here, and then I'm going to probably add just some of this piece of fabric to the edge. It kind of gives it some weight so it kind of stays down. Alright, I glued on the fabric, and I got the glue on the little flap there, and I'm just going to glue it right to the bottom of the page like that. I cut the corner around it so it matches the page. Now it flips out, and we have a little flip out, and with the fabric on there it kind of keeps it weighted down, so when you turn the page it doesn't bend up. So now we got some more vintage. I think he's got a chicken and little two chickens, and another, just so cute. Just love the chickens. Alright, on these two pages now, I think what I want to do is I'm going to add one of my labels to this. Not sure where I'm going to put it. Maybe glue it on there. And I'm going to put this over into the pocket with this, because I have another little book page that I want to add to this side. Our little journal spot is done. Glued the image on there. I put a little cut off of a dyed doily on the edge. Painted over the words on the inside. Added this little wallpaper, vintage wallpaper pocket. And then I'm just going to stick this tag in here that has some sari silk on the top. So now we have a nice journal spot. Just tuck in our pocket here like that. So now these two pages are done. We have an old bingo card in here. On this page I'm going to add another flip out. This was an image of chicks. So I'm going to add that on. Well, I think I'm going to add it kind of like right here. So when you flip it out and then close it, you can tuck it under this flap here somewhat. I made a hinge that'll go on the back. Now the hinge is on. I have the glue on the hinge. I'm going to tuck it just under there a little bit. Line it up with the edge of my page. And just glue it down. Now we have our cute chicks on our page. And, you know, you can, I could add a paper clip down here. It could be a pocket too. So it can be a pocket and a flip out for journaling as well. On this page, I'm going to add this little fabric tab up here on my journal card. So have our fabric tab on there. Tuck it in there. And I think that's about all I'm going to do. And this was already a journal spot for writing in case you didn't see the other flip through. I'm going to add a tab onto this journal card. Had some paper cardstock kind of matched this fabric on the edge of the page. So now our journal card has a tab on the top. On this page, I'm going to add one of my tickets, printed on the back side too, in there. And I always have these little pieces of fabric scraps laying around. I like to use them up. So I'm going to put that piece just glued on the edge of that journal spot. It's an old book page with writing in. And then I think on the back, I'm going to add this old book page for a pocket. Screw that on right there like that. Now, you know, we can tuck things under there. Cute, cute. So she goes in there like that. On this page too, I'm going to add a tab up here on this journal card. Had some fabric that matched the tab here, so I used a piece of that. And then I have another little ticket I'm going to stick up in under this little band here. I'm going to stick a ticket in there. So there. I'm going to add a tab up on here. Okay. This is some kind of a pretty ruffly fabric on that one. On these pages, I also added a tab to this card and a fabric little banner on this journal spot. It's an old painted book page. Just gives it a little more pretty character. Added another fabric tab onto this card and took this is from the printable, and I'm going to tuck that up in there and added a matching tab on there too. So now all the fabrics are the retro scraps that I have, so I like to kind of use them up, and it just adds kind of a fun little design element with the fabric in the journal. Added a fabric tab on the side of this page. And they're all fine. Added a little tab on this word card here. Then this chicken printable from the add-on kit, I added a matching tab. So it'll go in there. Added a tab up here on this one. And then I took the printable and cut a pocket. I want to add the pocket down here on this recipe card with the chicken on it. And then I added a matching tab up here, and I also added another pocket on the back of the card that was already in the journal. So kind of embellished those up a little bit. Now I'm just going to leave these pages alone. This pocket here, I made one of the, it's like an old view card that you put in those Viewmasters, and I added some chicken images on and some lace. It fit just perfectly in here, so I'm going to add that in there. I kind of like the way it just rests up on top of that. Sometimes if things from in your pockets fall down into your binding, it's hard to turn the page. Sometimes I'll glue that shut down there or sew across the bottom of it, something so nothing gets in the way. But I like this the way that just sits up in there. And then I have this printable from the add-on kit, and I'm going to add that to the bottom here. Might look kind of Eastery, but it's chicks. Adding chicks to our Little Red Hen journal. I had the glue on there already. I put the glue on off camera because I'm a kind of a messy gluer, and you don't really need to watch me glue. And then I think I'm just going to add this little journal spot tuck under here. So that'll be all I'll add for those pages. In this pocket, this is another one of the chicken printables. I put a fabric tab on there. So I'm going to put that in that pocket there. And in this pocket here, I'm going to put this chicken, I think this chicken card was in there. Glued another tab on there. I might have to sew around the edges on this one. Okay, we got her sewing done. She goes in there. Let's see. And right here, I'm going to put another one of my labels. I thought this was really pretty. These little labels add so much character to any project. It's so pretty. So that was already in there. On this page here, I have another one of these view cards with the chickens. I printed one on the cardstock that you saw me tuck in the envelope, or in the bag, and then this one is printed on paper. So I've got glue just on the bottom and the ends. So I'm going to wrap it around this page. And then it's just going to be a pocket for both sides of the pages will have a pocket on. So then some book pages, I think it's the middle of a signature. This page here, this is from the printable sheet. She's helping a sick little chick. I'm going to make that be a pocket right here on the page. Things can be tucked in there. And then I'm also going to have a fabric tab on there. Kind of cute. Just glue that on like that. So now things can go in that pocket. On this page, I'm going to add, this is the running chickens part of the printable. I'm going to stick that in this pocket. I put a fabric tab on. This is another one of the cutoffs of the printable page. I'm going to tuck that up in that page there. I add the fabric tab on here, fabric tab on this journal card to match that. And these pages are for journaling. Added some fabric and a tab to that chicken card. This is another, I think I'm going to glue this down the edge of this page here. Okay. I just like to use all the little scraps. The retro fabrics have such cute designs. Okay, so we have that on the edge of our page. Cute. And then this is the other side of the bag. This also was the same printable. It's only on it's on a cardstock. So I'm going to tuck that, and I put a little fabric tab and some fabric on the back, just so I'm going to tuck it in the bag like this. I just want it to sit like that, and I'm going to turn the page. It's kind of cute on this side. So then there's a tab on this card. She got moved. She was in the journal someplace else. I thought she looked cute here with a little cuter here on this page. And this is another one, the printable little girl with retro girl with some chicks. I put a little tab up there. She goes in here. The Monopoly money is in that card there. Added this bow. This is another printable with the girl with the chicks on the book page, and you can, tuck something under here, some lace on the edge. And I think this is a pocket too, and places to write. And this is another one of the printables. I just kind of cut the chick into a pocket. So that goes in there. This is another one of the girls. I put a little bit of the sheer fringe on there to match that. And she flips out. She's hinged on the page. She's got some chicken and some eggs in her basket. Some of the printables look kind of Eastery, but it's okay. They're just kind of cute. Then I did create this. It's called a deed of journal. It's just like an old journal deed for this book. This is a picture of the book here, and it has this says the deed of the book. It's a journal deed. It's by Innkeeper's Journal. It says the journal name. Just some fun things on there. Otherwise, it's just more like journal pages for you. And then they have this page on the back, and then this is another one of the printable pages, and then that's the back too. Just kind of rolls up into, I might tie that shut. Just sits in the back of the journal like that. So that is my step 2, embellishing the Little Red Hen journal a little bit farther from what it had been previously. And I used one of my, it's called the Chicks Add-on Kit. And you can find that in my Etsy store too. So just put the closure back on. And I thank you for joining me with my little embellishment video. And, you know, like my page if you like these types of videos that I do. And you can go over to my Etsy shop and find this journal and the all the printables that I used for embellishing the journal. So thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Bye now.